What up, YouTube? It's your boys, the 4NERDS plus FilmGob in the house.
Don't ever call me a boy
a good
again.
Thursday. What was that? What was that, Dawson?
I said, don't call me a boy again.
What's up? It's your boys. And just for that, you're going to slot one. Sorry.
Ah, dang it.
Yes. He's shoots and ladders.
I'm all closer to you, Ryan.
I feel like I accomplished something.
Actually, I know we got to put our special guest.
Yeah, that's all fair.
Yeah, there you go with the shade.
Always.
He'll slip up eventually. It's FilmGob.
No, see, we're not going to mistreat FilmGob like some people do on their streams. It's always a pleasure.
So what beef you got with me, FilmGob? What beef?
He's got all the receipts, Ryan.
Yeah, I got the receipts. We got 10 people in the chat so far, man. Thank you guys for coming. I know we're a little early today, but we're accommodating because of time zones. So hit that like button, and I hope there are other people that are still awake for this show. So how's your week been, guys?
Super. My day's been pretty good.
So I see you got an awesome shirt on there, Zod.
Oh yes.
Oh, what was that? Sub pop? Sub pop. All right. Yeah, and I guess we'll
sub to his channel. He'll pop you in the nose.
So I appreciate Sil for not wearing such a loud shirt today. Let's put all the attention on film.
What did happen to the orange shirt?
His wife threw it in the trash. She's like, "I ain't wearing that shit. Don't disrespect the family."
That day, come on, guys. That day was laundry day. Cut Sil some slack, man.
That's actually true.
I mean, that's how it is. I understand completely.
As long as for the guests, I want to overshadow. Shout out to Chris. I just want to overshadow him, so I wore an orange shirt.
Oh, that's funny.
So let's get to a couple of the comments because they're low and I can keep up with them right now. We have Bat Dan in here. It says, in honor of the news that broke today, for you think this new Superman deal will affect Zack's arc? Yes, Sil, I saw you video. You said JL2-3 wasn't confirmed, but it seemed like it was still possible.
Dan, are you drunk again? Are you hitting the Angry Orchard early? Because dude.
I think Ryan's reading drunk, but
I'm reading a little drunk today.
Ryan's reading the comments like this.
Oh my god! In honor of the
but I will say I do want you to answer that. But Bad Dan, I may have an update.
What news are we talking
about? About the Superman, Cavill confirmed to for multiple projects.
So was this released from Warner Brothers Pictures in trying to squash something else that Ray is doing?
No.
Well, that's fantastic. I approve that message.
Yes, it's the cultured nerd. So I wouldn't say that they are. They've been for the Snyder cut. They've been for Ray Fisher standing with Ray Fisher.
That's awesome.
So yes, it doesn't look like.
No,
so what are your thoughts on the news itself, FilmGob? What do you think about Henry Cavill's announcement?
I've not had a chance to read it or watch any video on it, but awesome, cool. Yeah, but I didn't ever think that he was away, that he was done.
The moment FilmGob, the moment we saw Henry Cavill show up at Zack Snyder's Zoom when he announced the Snyder cut, I feel like at that point, him as Superman was a done deal. Everything else was just a formality, whether or not what the contract was really going to be. So for me, it never, I was never in doubt. It was never in doubt for me whether Cavill was coming back or not. I mean, did you ever?
As long as they got the scheduling
I mean,
correct with the Witcher series and whatever, then everything else is good. I mean, he just did that one. Holmes, Katie Holmes or something Holmes, a little either movie or series.
Sherlock Holmes, the female Sherlock, or
I don't know what his real name. I just know that he's in it.
it's
Hey,
crazy.
so what kind of,
does he play
facial hair
Dr.
do you think
Watson?
He's going to sport as Superman going forward.
Okay, repeat that because there's
I
people
said,
talking.
what
over
sort of facial hair do you think that he's going to sport as Superman going forward?
You have to repeat that. So next question.
You see, he's gonna go straight with just the goatee, no mustache, just goatee this time.
I would love
went the
for him to
mustache
have a
first.
Fu Manchu.
But it's cool to hear this news though, because like I said, this news has been out there that it's gonna be multiple projects. He's gonna meet Black Adam. I mean, we've been talking about this for a couple weeks.
Oh yeah,
but,
Right.
Yeah.
It's cool to get more confirmation that he actually has a contract, so forth. So it's all good news.
He's gonna go full film gob.
Yeah.
Check out Film Gob's mustache and beard. Check it all out. That's gonna be Henry Cavill.
It's going to be glorious.
I want so bad. I wanted to find my own winter hat that's much like Film Gob's, but my wife put it away in storage because it's not winter here yet. So I was so pissed. I was like, dang it.
So
I want to be cool like Gob.
So
apologies for everybody who was wanting this. So sorry.
We were never gonna get that ever. So that's
So does the panel know? Does the 4NERDS know the name that Film Gob calls our show? Do y'all know?
Awesome.
He said he called the 4NERDS, aka the show that everyone talks over each other, which is fitting.
Well, he wouldn't be wrong. He wouldn't be wrong.
That's definitely fair. Definitely fair.
So
We're like,
moving on,
CNN
we
or
have,
Fox
DC
News,
with
only we're
extended
fun.
in the house.
See, immediately we
got
talk over each other. You
stickers
see? Saw that?
I'm just going to continue. Ray Ray's collection was good.
you're a terrible host,
Kassan,
Ryan. My God,
Hit that smash that like button. Hit that smash button. Even hit that smash button, y'all.
I was like, I'm gonna dip.
Boy.
Yeah, we're good. We're all good here. We're good here. Thank you. Steve Kassan, my man Sil's looking like pumpkin spice.
What the-
I wonder, is
everything
that
nice.
another Spice Girl? Is that did we miss that Spice Girl? What? Tell him what you really, really want.
What you really, really want?
This is terrible.
It's just
Katsuka 1992. What's Gucci?
God, every time you talk, Ryan, it's like a bad take tonight. What's going on, man? Like, whoa.
Oh wow!
Like, whoa.
I'm a little high.
It appears.
I knew we couldn't do that.
Hilarious.
Oh goodness! All right. Well, hi everybody.
Why is Film God dressed like as Willy Wonka? Those are the Wonka Vision glasses.
Well, it's either Willy Wonka or Kurt Cobain. So
Hey,
There you go. There you go.
I'd take Kurt Cobain.
He says he's completely sober, no alcohol, just a bad typer at time.
Huh.
I can agree with that. I can agree with that.
Okay, so it's not Angry Orchard today. It's actually rubbing alcohol.
Angry Orchard.
I-
Drink
you know,
off
hey.
that. Cider.
Let's see. Smoke DeGrasse Tyson. In God We
Smoke
Trust.
DeGrasse.
What up, fellas? And then he's talking to Sickness,
Reese.
and they're having their little discussion here. So, did we hear from Zod about the Superman news? What do you think about the Superman news, man? Well, I'm trying to find some comments that I'm missing out on.
Well, I really didn't think that Superman was that there was any doubt that he was coming back as Superman. Like I was telling Film Gob over here, I think that once he showed up on Zack Snyder's panel when he announced Justice League, that it was a done deal. That there were everything else was just formality and was just being worked out over time. So yeah, I think we're good with Cavill. I don't think Danny Garcia would have came out promoting the Snyder Cut in the way that she did if Henry Cavill didn't get a new deal to appear as Superman in multiple films.
In that sort of atmosphere, you know, her reputation, you know, can't be squandered. So yeah, she's not going to come out and just like a cheerleader without a purpose. So yeah, and we are early today for everyone who's sort of jumping on and confused. But it's only on special days according to Sil.
Well, if we are ever fortunate enough to get Fiona on 4NERDS, we'll probably have to go early. So I'm just sending the feeler out there for you, Fiona. If you're listening, you're more than welcome to join the 4NERDS.
I'll take off work for
one
that.
of these upcoming Tuesdays. I mean, it's going to be our upcoming Thursdays. It'll be fantastic to get you on a panel.
Yeah, we'll have to float that out there, Joseph. Yeah, that's a good idea.
It is exclusive. It is exclusive to our channel only. We're the only ones that are allowed to talk over each other and still have a cohesive stream.
Yep, TM. We're gonna put that on shirts.
Surprised,
aka the show where everybody talks over each other.
Yeah.
I thought one show somebody get pissed off, like, I'm tired of y'all talking over me. I quit. It hasn't happened yet. It hasn't happened
yet. Just wait.
Well, so in the confirmation for Henry,
it's like we're one big happy family of nerds over here. That's what it is. So we don't really.
Was there any? Did they cover how many films that he was that he had signed on for?
Yeah,
it doesn't sound like anybody read the article.
I didn't read anything. I'm coming in blind, like my man FilmGob here. I'm excited about the news, but I have no idea what the hell what's going on. So
let's bring it up and read it together.
Yeah. So which trade is it? Is it Variety or?
It's the Cultured Nerd.
Oh, sorry, God, you mentioned that before. It's our good friends.
Grace Randolph, she tweeted that she already reported it months ago. Because that's Grace. She's the best. She's the best.
See, I like it when people can put out news, but at the same time, I hate it when they're like, "Oh, you heard from me before this, though." Like I said this first, even though like sometimes it's not really true.
All right, here we go. I got it, and let me add it to the StreamYard.
And I love what Matt from Lightcast said to her, saying like, "Yeah, I respect you, but at the same time, like we talk to the same person you talk to, and it's a different pitch, like it's different information."
And can y'all see that?
Si, senor.
Yeah. Okay, so Henry signs new Superman film deal. Sources of both TCN and DCU News, never heard of them, have confirmed Henry Cavill has signed a new deal to reprise his role as Superman in future DC films. They don't have a number there yet. Cavill's futures as the Man of Steel has been a source of contention for quite some time. Despite Cavill's love and dedication for the role, his portrayal of the character has had its fair share of criticism. And after the lackluster performance of Justice League, his future as the hero was bleak, as Warner Brothers seemingly lost interest in the character. However, after the release of the Snyder Cut movement gained traction, interest in Cavill's depiction of the character has been rekindled, and a pitch made by Cavill himself has sealed the deal to return for his return to the Cape. So was that the pitch that he did with the Mission Impossible director, or is this a new pitch that he's floating himself?
This is a new pitch.
Okay.
Because that's the pitch that Grace Randolph was referring to that she reported on was the one with the director of Mission Impossible, I believe. But this one is a newer pitch.
Okay. And then sources close to TCN have confirmed, per the information provided by Josh at DCU News, that Cavill did indeed recently help pitch a new Superman project. This information was recently discussed last week on Friday Night Live stream with Lightcast, Matt from Lightcast. So if you want to watch that, there it is, September 11th. Was the date of that when he had Taylor Murphy on.
And this website, actually, this article had so much traction for most of the day that the site was down.
Oh.
So it only just got up maybe an hour ago.
Just in time for our stream.
Exactly.
Thank you so much, Taylor Murphy.
For us.
We gotta get it up. The 4NERDS are coming on.
Exactly. Taylor knows that the 4NERDS got their back, so it's just necessary to make sure that the article was up for our show. Plus, we got FilmGob. Come on.
So the pitch was widely praised and has led to the official confirmation of his new contract for more appearances as Superman. Ours and DCU News sources have stated that the contract includes 3 films for Cavill's pitch and options for future cameos. Okay, that's awesome. in the future DC films for a total of 5 to 6 movies, 5 to 6 projects. That's awesome.
Now we know why Danny Garcia was all released the Snyder cut, because this was a big deal. Yeah.
So as of now, we do not know which 3 films specifically this deal entails, but they can be anything from another solo outing to prominent role in Black Adam and Shazam film, or anything else. Stay tuned to the Cultured Nerd and DCU News, or DC News now, or for more DC news. Oh well. Anyway, that was cool. I really enjoyed that. So back
Did it say it was widely praised? Who's praising this?
Widely praised. What was the Justice League?
No. The Henry Cavill pitch of Superman. They're talking about the people that he pitched it to.
Was widely praised and led to the official confirmation of his new contract for more appearances as Superman. So apparently, whatever Henry Cavill and whoever else he had tied to the project,
Zack Snyder,
probably, that they dug it. So, I mean,
you have to believe that Zack had big plans for Superman, and he probably worked with Henry. I mean, we have to remember Henry was sitting there in that Zoom next to Zack. I mean, there's got to be some sort of collaboration going on there.
So I got a request. It's kind of odd, but I'll say it. I love you guys. So there you go. There you have it. And I did that without being
drunken 4NERD host tonight.
Yeah.
Drunken Ryan.
I don't have that clip.
I gotta make that one. It's gotta be more like groggy, like Drunken Ryan, something like that.
That'd be awesome.
In other news. So I guess let me turn the attention to FilmGob. This is awesome Superman news. We'll probably get back to it, but tell us a little bit about how you started off with YouTube. What prompted you to actually start up a channel?
Well, I was just kind of watching. I remember watching Man of Steel, and I remember loving it. I remember coming home, checking the reviews. I was like, did these people watch the same film? And then I was looking for, this was like the first time I got into YouTube as well, and started looking up other, movie reviews on YouTube, websites, podcasts on podcast apps. And I came across, AMC Movie Talk with John Campia back in the day. And I thought, so after watching those guys for a while, I was like, I could try this. Yeah. Obviously not in the same kind of production, but
yeah. They're not the same caliber as you.
But I thought
integrity over entertainment is
that
accountability.
So, or accountability. Oh, that's integrity too. I think he said integrity once.
What next question, Ryan?
All right. So anyway, continue, FilmGob.
So I was just so I thought I'd try it. So I started doing a kind of news roundup podcast myself, just by myself. There was no live streaming back in those days,
right?
I was only like 2015. I guess there was live stream, but I didn't have the equipment to do it.
So how did you feel like talking to yourself for like an hour?
I don't know. I just did it. It wasn't like I didn't think about it. Some people are like scared to get in front of the camera. I was like, I don't care. I'll get on the camera. I'll talk about movies and stuff. And I think it was like January 2015. There was when I first uploaded a video, and then but that first year I wasn't using tags and titles properly or descriptions, so I was just kind of doing crappy videos. And I think 2016, early 2016, is when Shorty McShortbread started doing videos and started pissing people off, the collectors and all that. So it's been a fun journey.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. What was your the video that just sort of like launched it for you, as far as like got the most traction that you'd ever gotten?
I remember doing the Suicide Squad Rotten review, which was like Rotten reviews would be where I would take, Shorty would go to the Rotten Tomatoes website and pick out quotes from critics, take certain lines out of context, and then make up his own review. So that was, I did that for Civil War, which was quite popular. I did it for the Suicide Squad, which got lots of views, lots of subscribers. And then after that, I think it was the Red Letter Media mashups that got quite popular. So that brought in a lot of attention to my channel.
Yeah. Awesome, man. So since you started doing collaborations, I guess, was there anybody that you, I guess, I don't want to say idolized, but just sort of like really wanted to connect with on YouTube?
Well,
and that you got
Grace
to
Randolph
connect to?
Still, Grace Randolph is still someone I want to bring on my show. But at the moment, I've not had a chance to kind of collaborate with.
I know Sil talks to her very often, right? You used to, y'all have back and forth.
Didn't Sil tell you we're going to have Grace Randolph on the 4NERDS pretty soon?
No, that was before she unblocked Gob. Like while he was blocked, that's when I was talking with Grace, and then she unblocked Film Gob, so I haven't heard from her since. So.
Oh, Gob, you need to do something to get her to block you again, so the Sil can open up that communication.
Yeah, man.
Well,
that was the key.
Well, we need Sil. We need you to work your magic, your Billy D. Williams charm, and we need you to go ahead.
I need you to stop drinking
Randolph to come and join us.
Start drinking Old English.
Because honestly, I think we could have a fun discussion with Grace.
I think it's possible though. Yeah.
Let me get back to some of the comments that I have been. Oh, hey, look who's in the chat. All right, good old Nicotina is in the house.
Are you at work, Nicotina, or are you chatting from home?
He said he actually messaged me a little bit ago. He said he had just gotten to work when he saw
Henry Cavill.
No, he didn't call. But he said he had just gotten to work when he saw the Henry Cavill Superman news, and he was pissed that he wasn't at home.
Yeah, that sucks.
Royally
sucks. Moving forward. So what project would you like to see Henry in, as far as like one of the 3 films? Like what sort of scenario would you be most interested in seeing set up for that character, FilmGob?
Well, there's been a lot of hinting at Brainiac. It's in the Superman film, so that would be quite awesome. I don't know, but I'm just more focused on the Snyder Cut, to be honest.
Amen.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, like we were talking the other night. I mean, that thing, it hasn't come out yet, and everybody else is looking beyond.
Yeah,
the Snyder Cut. It's like,
well, because why
we got it, so they're sort of taking it for granted now a little bit.
No. You know what it is, Ryan? I think it's because the Snyder Cut is already, for all intensive purposes, a smash success. Even before it's come out. I mean, think about it. All of the promotion, all the fan promotion, the Snyder Cut movement has made the Snyder Cut 100% a smash hit. That's why it's easy to look beyond it in terms of content coming out afterwards, because we know that it's going to meet expectations. Even if the movie itself, even if people watch it, the miniseries, and they look at it and they say, oh, well, this wasn't really all that amazing, it's already a smash hit. It already is guaranteeing that we're going to get sequels and things beyond it just by virtue of what it's become in terms of pop culture.
Right. It's already a cultural phenomenon.
It's a cultural phenomenon. Yeah, there you go.
It hasn't even come out.
Yeah.
Like, goodness.
So Sil brought this up. Somebody asked a question about, I can't find it. about the Black Suit Superman, and we spoke about this yesterday on your stream. Let's see, I can't find it. They were asking, is in these new projects, is he going to be wearing the black suit, still healing, or is he already going to have his red and blue suit for his future projects?
No, I guess we gotta watch the movie.
All right, thanks a lot, Sil. So,
Shakalaka.
you're already in slot. One, so I'll just leave you there. So.
One thing about the black suit is he really shouldn't have the cape.
Yeah,
right. The only reason why he has the cape, I think, is just because he was trying to pull one over on Warner Brothers Pictures.
Yeah, and he couldn't do that.
I'm going to film it, in the blue and red, but I'm going to color correct it later. So, nuts to you. Now they could, which would it'd be hard on shots from behind, but yeah, I was going to say they could rotoscope it out, but not really.
That would cost too much for something that doesn't really make a ton of difference.
Yeah. So no, you're absolutely right though. It should be, just like Zod had that, his outfit without the cape. It should be the same thing.
It should be a regeneration suit rather than
like the comic. And and Zack said, in his Zack Snyder's Justice League, as far as we're assuming part 1, that he'll have the black suit. So I'm assuming the black suit will be the first movie. But again, we don't know, if he has to connect it. Well, he has to connect it to the Flash movie now. So, like I said, we got to see how it ends,
Yeah.
So, do you think that they, with this new series, they'll also introduce Kara, or do you think it'll be focused mainly on Cal?
Well, I'm still waiting for it because, like I said on my show, I trust Taylor. I trust his culture nerd. The whole time I always get second opinions on stuff. So I'm just waiting on some more details as far as, are those solo movies? Is that cameos involved? Is it? So I'm gonna get that confirmed. But let's see, what was your question? Introducing Kara. I do think that he's gonna connect some stuff from the Man of Steel. I do believe.
How much did you drink before the show?
I should have asked you that, buddy. But with Zack involved,
did I already ask that question?
I do believe that we'll get some payoff from like Kara and like Krypton type stuff.
Yeah. So I know God probably hasn't seen this, but what do you think about this idea? Shablam!
Bazinga!
Somehow you push Cyborg Superman every show.
I know, I love it. I think it's great. I think you should be able to play different iterations. I'd love for Cavill, like we were talking about. Still, focus. No, like we were talking about, like Cavill. I think he should be as many iterations of Superman as he wants to be. He doesn't have to just stay this one particular, version of Superman. He can come in and wear the T-shirt, and the jeans or whatever from like the different, is there like 4 running action comics?
Like the early New 52 action comics.
Yeah.
That's
like
what you're talking about.
Change it up. These are actors, right? So they're just gonna jump in and say, okay, here's the story. Because it doesn't really have, they're saying multiverse, Elseworlds, whatever. And they're saying nothing really has to connect if you don't really want it to. So that doesn't mean that, you could still have another Doomsday movie, but like different, they
could do 52 where, like the Superman really just dies, Yeah. Like they could do that, with Doomsday. So, Elseworlds. Yeah.
There you go. Let me see. Oh, I do want to show off this real quick. This is really cool. Huh?
I'm scared.
Scared? No. This is really cool. Our own Zod writer got his shirt today.
Nice.
I'm wearing
in response to the I Stand with Ray Fisher. And of course, our own fifth nerd, ACS, he has his, and he's sporting that and looking all beefed out. And of course, Jonita Davis, she's got her. She's representing.
Everyone watched that interview I had with Jonita. Go ahead.
Yeah. And then more and more people, as soon as you get your shirts, man, post an image, because I'm gonna make a collage. I'm gonna find some way to make sure that Ray sees that we have all this support for him.
You're gonna have enough. The idea is to have enough for a whole entire team.
Yeah, we want to fill a stadium.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, that is.
So and
ever. Yeah.
Yeah.
The only right there.
What?
His
So
only
it's like-
good idea.
All right, I'm sorry, Sil, but I have to put this.
All right.
I mean, it's
Oh,
funny to
man.
look at. Yeah.
Hey, Sil. Screen rant.
Screen rant.
Oh no,
Yeah,
no,
screen
no,
rant.
no. I was gonna say,
So that's a trigger word for
is
Sil.
that because you say you have other sources, you always get second opinions. Don't let Screen Rant be your second opinion.
Oh, no problem there. Yeah. No problem at all.
Oh,
It's
But no,
Sil's trigger word now.
it's so
There he
it's
is,
so
the man of the
beautiful
hour.
though, because I mean I completely agree with Sil on that. So it's like to me it's the best thing. It's the best thing to
That'd
be
be
a
cool.
trigger word, like.
Oh man,
Did any of you get to watch Man of Tomorrow yet? The animated film?
I did.
Yeah.
I reviewed it the other day.
Yeah, I did see it.
Oh, boy.
I watched the Parasite turn into Godzilla. So
Yeah,
very
Godzilla
interesting.
1998.
Have you seen it? Film God?
Godzilla 98, yes.
I've not seen it yet.
Yeah. Oh, okay,
It's-
okay.
I would say
Lackluster.
if you're going to watch it, either try to find it for free or just rent it.
Yes, I agree with Dawson on that.
Because it's fun to. It's like it's good that you go and watch it, but it's not really much to write home about as far as like Superman stories is concerned on screen.
No.
Yeah.
They've really been on the decline since they did that last Justice League Dark
Right, the
movie.
Apocalypse
Their
War,
animated
they
movies
kind of
really are terrible.
Ran
now.
out of steam. Did you watch Film Gob? Did you watch the Deathstroke animated movie?
Still not watched that now.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
See,
good.
I
Save your
thought
time.
that one was
Not
more
bad.
entertaining. I thought it was more entertaining than Man of Tomorrow.
Mm.
I liked the action in it.
I
Yeah,
actually would have preferred to buy Man of Tomorrow versus Deathstroke. 'Cause
Really?
I thought, because Deathstroke to me, they were trying to make it to where you gave a crap about him, but
Yeah.
he's a mercenary,
that's true.
and he's so don't try to humanize him.
Right. As far as the
he's
character,
a
I agree.
machine. Go kill.
Right.
And which he does kill, but I mean, just they tried to also bring this other dynamic in, which didn't work.
Yeah, it's
So
like
that's
these
why I
two
didn't
movies
like
had the opposite problem. Like Deathstroke had a decent story and pretty good action, but they got the character pretty wrong.
Yeah.
And Man of Tomorrow got the character pretty good, but the story was kind of lackluster.
Yes,
They had the opposite problems, in
Yeah.
my opinion.
no, I completely agree.
And in
I
both, the animation
yes, I was going to
is
touch on that.
not so good. Both
Yeah.
films, like
It's odd.
It's just fell off. Like they went the
Deathstroke
cheap
seemed to
route.
be lazy.
route. Yeah.
They went real lazy with the way it looks, and then with the Superman one, the animation is just different. It's just not. It's
Dull.
not
Really
better.
thick line.
Dull.
It
Yeah.
lost me. I was trying to watch it for free during DC Fandom, and I just stopped watching it. Like the Man
Yeah.
of Tomorrow. So that's
Yeah,
pretty
if
good.
you got it right, the Lois Lane and Man of Tomorrow, I could not stand that version of Lois Lane.
Oh yeah,
Horrible.
she was not. Yeah, I put that in my review too.
She
I
tried
mean,
to
she
steal
just
Henry.
wasn't Lois
She tried to
Lane.
steal Clark Kent's story. Like Lois Lane wouldn't do that.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
horrible.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't.
Plus,
and then the whole coffee thing, the cinnamon and the coffee.
Oh my god.
Oh god, I could have slapped somebody.
God.
I didn't
As soon as I
Um,
saw that in the movie, I thought of you, Ryan. I was like, oh god, this is what triggered
I was like,
Ryan.
You know where that
It's so
where that
cringe.
came from? You know where that cinnamon and the coffee came from? That came from 2.5 Men.
It did.
That was when remember when
Man.
Charlie Sheen had his housekeeper would make the coffee with cinnamon, and there was an episode
Oh, because
where
I
she-
didn't
where she
connect
had
with that. So
quit,
it was just off-putting to
and-
me.
yeah,
Ryan, I'm sorry, Joseph.
terrible.
Make sure you don't click on McLovin's comment, but go ahead.
Oh,
I saw that too.
Oh, this one.
Do the opposite. No.
Oh, sorry. So
Nah.
New Mutants. What did you think about New? Yeah, I heard that you liked it better. You had a firm stance when you talked to Matt about it, and then you softened your stance.
Well, you know what? I'm gonna side with Sil on this because I think New Mutants it's one of those movies where
I'd like to see the original version, the horror movie.
I don't think they made it horrible.
Well, see, the thing is,
they made
in
it
the
horrible.
commercials-
They made it horrible.
In the commercials, they had
Yeah,
a scene where the
they-
faces were coming out of the
yeah.
walls. It looked pretty terrifying. So obviously there were scenes that were cut out because that scene wasn't in the movie,
of
and I was
course
really
not.
disappointed. And like the only thing that kind of had some scare factors, if at all, were the tall, like long tooth things that weren't even that scary.
It was interesting.
Yeah, it weren't even scary. Like they tried to do a jump scare, but it wasn't.
Oh, he didn't see it.
Who hasn't seen it?
Film Gob.
Oh,
Hasn't seen Man of Tomorrow. Or have you seen New Mutants? Film Gob.
I don't think it's been released here yet.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Gotcha,
really?
Gotcha.
Oh, wow. Okay. It's probably a good thing.
I won't be watching it.
Yeah, probably a good thing.
I think X-Men ended with Logan, and that's
Yep.
good.
Nah, it's all good, McLovin.
Fair enough.
Let's see. I think they can achieve a good Superman movie, but I don't think they can achieve a Man of Steel epic. Well, yeah, I mean, are you talking about animated, Hector? I guess. We'll see. Wild Wild West is underrated.
Next question.
I haven't seen that in years.
Giant
That
spider.
was supposed to be a Superman movie. Wild Wild West. The ending. The
That
little
was
spider
supposed
at
to be
end.
that was supposed to
Good
be the
Lord.
Nicolas Cage Superman movie, and all the money went to that.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's so odd. Oh gosh.
I'd rather have gotten a Nicolas Cage movie, actually.
What?
Watching that documentary.
Over,
with,
oh,
Josh-
no.
over Wild
I mean,
Wild
that's
West,
just about
yeah.
as good
Yeah,
as getting this.
Oh gosh.
That's just about as good.
No, show us the real Green Lantern. That show us the real
Hold
one.
on one second. I'll have to grab that.
Yeah, no
and
more
have it
Ryan
ready.
Reynolds talk.
But while with that, you guys converse amongst yourselves.
Well,
Yeah,
see,
that right-
Superman would have talked like this if he had Nicolas Cage. He was like, I stand for truth and justice.
What would have been his Clark Kent voice?
this one?
versus-
This is the real
Oh
Green
yes,
Lantern?
that's the
Oh.
real Green Lantern.
I
Yes.
can't believe you bastardized my drawing.
That's the true.
I made
that's
it
the
better,
true
actually.
hero.
No.
I so made it better.
Oh gosh.
That's
I
the
improved
true.
it.
That's the true hero right there.
Sure.
Yes.
But I mean, if they're doing Elseworlds, then I mean they could bring this guy in
The
it
Purple
for a Green
Lantern.
Lantern movie.
Yes.
See, right here, bam.
Ah, yes.
Oh,
That'd be
goodness.
awesome. That'd be tight. So
Ducks' Green Lanterns are tight.
yeah, Screen Rant, Sil.
Quack quack.
The only thing good about Screen Rant.
Get this guy right here.
Yeah.
I mean, he's getting ready for his movie. He's like,
Tell me.
bring it on, Henry.
He's been ready since the 90s, as you can tell.
Well, that's when he first got the role.
Sel, I watched your video about the Green Lantern. John Stewart is going to be Green Lantern in Justice League. Where did I kind of quickly went through the video? So tell us more about that.
Yeah, well, I got that information from geekositymag.com. That's through Mikey Sutton. And they're setting up John Stewart to be the leader of the Green Lantern Corps for the DCEU. They're looking like possibly they'll have him cameo in the Flash movie or do like a little end credit thing, setting up Justice League 2, which is cool is that they're talking about Justice League 2. So perhaps we're getting that cosmic movie back, if Zack directs it. So I mean, that's all good news.
I would
right
love that, man. I would absolutely love a cosmic movie set up in the DCEU.
Yeah.
That's
They introduced the core. They said specifically, they said that he will lead like alien lanterns and he will be the head of the core. So I'm like, oh, you're talking about going cosmic.
sign-off movie would be like, that whole Blackest Night kind of, motif where like Henry and Gal and Jason and all them, they get their respective, even, Ezra gets their respective lantern, colors or whatever it is, that might be cool. Just to like, I mean, if they had something that epic, and they could somehow, cut Johns out of getting any sort of royalties from that,
Right.
that would like totally just destroy anything that Marvel could ever come back with. Like, whoa, we don't have anything cool like that.
Yeah, that'd be cool if that happens. And then, like I said, that's gonna be big. They just have to cast a role. The John Stewart role hasn't been casted. Hal Jordan is still a question mark. I don't know if he's in the Snyder cut. I don't know if he's gonna be in HBO Max. I have no idea.
Well, what
I don't know. I think Kyle Rayner's in the Snyder cut, but that's
That'd be
just
cool.
my view.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
What do you know, Sil? I'm curious.
Well, just what I told you. Just the
I know. Like to poke fun at him.
So do you guys think that the old stories are true, that they went in and Jeff Johns Wonder Woman 84?
I don't think so.
Well, based on that recent teaser that we saw, I don't think so.
Yeah.
You guys see that thing?
They've had time to
Well, they definitely have had time, but I mean, do you think that they really put in a whole bunch of money just to like
doubt it? I'm starting to doubt it.
kind of like a reverse Whedon?
After that clip, me and Ryan, what we saw on FilmGob's channel, that stream.
That's why I asked. That's
where
why
the
I
guy
asked,
defies
because
gravity and spins like 15 times, and then I was like, "What the?"
Like, I don't know, man.
I mean, but my thing is the way she's like lassoing lightning for me just defies all,
it's
that's
cool.
a cool effect.
I was good up to that little teaser. Seriously, I convinced myself I was going to watch it and enjoy it. I saw the cheetah shot at DC Fandom. I was like, cool, I'm on board. Then I saw that teaser, and I was like, I don't know.
See, still, that's exactly where I'm at. I'm like, look, it's like Patty, I want to give you the benefit of the doubt. You you came out and you endorsed Zack Snyder, and I wanna be.
Did you brand that picture of Wonder Woman 84, Ryan?
I surely did.
You branded that picture.
That is great. All about Brandon.
Well, like Sil was saying, when I saw that image of Cheetah, I'm okay with Cheetah's design as of right now because the movie's not released yet, of course. But like I liked that, but then the teaser came out, and then again the guy spins like 7 times in the air, and then she winks at the camera. And if you see the pictures of the wink almost looks fake.
It's CGI. Yeah.
The wink almost looks like the wink that Ryan gives us in the Bad Take. Ryan.
Call for it. Okay, fine.
No.
Great Take Ryan.
Yeah, see that wink is much more convincing than the wink Wonder Woman.
I got this straight here. You bastardized my Might Disagree video. You bastardized my Bad Take Ryan video, and then you bastardized my drawing of Green Lantern. What else are you gonna bastardize, Ryan?
Don't be the 5th nerd.
Don't be Ryan.
That's pretty bad, man.
Oh my god, that really sets.
Dodson, we've got Dodson here. See, nobody cares.
See, that doesn't work anymore because it's outdated.
That slide shot's not outdated at all.
The hat's outdated.
The
hat still has the Nimwa logo, so it's still,
it's the same logo. It's just like
no, it's not.
That's you out in public. This is
different.
That's you in the room. It's a color changing hat.
Dodson, we've got Dodson here. See, nobody cares.
Whatever. I'll just get used to being cheated on my whole life as far as
terrible
art is concerned.
That's just.
And here I was thinking I was doing a good thing by sending you those images.
The production value is just stellar. You have to admit. I mean, really, it looks.
Yeah, it was good.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that, Zod.
That's high praise.
Was that Superman?
That was Superman. That was Clark Kent. Could you not tell?
Oh man,
that's how he would have talked as Clark Kent.
Yeah. I'm Clark Kent.
That's high praise.
Just going back to Wonder Woman.
Superman. I'm Kal-El from Krypton.
Okay. Ryan. Gob wants to go back to Wonder Woman. So go ahead, film. Gob.
Okay, here we go.
Now before Gob.
Take it away.
I was just saying that it would be funny that we've been seeing all these cheesy clips of Wonder Woman 1984. It's all cheesy and it's not all 80s, and we go and watch the film. It's all dark as fuck. That'd be quite fun.
That'd be funny.
Like you said,
okay. I will agree with you guys that they are un-Johnsing it if they desaturate it. If you see that this movie has been desaturated, then yes, they have done so.
So to line it up with the Snyderverse,
right?
It is
right.
That's
even the first one film.
Yeah, but if it stays vibrant, then no.
I don't think it's a change. I mean, it's 1984. It's not going to change.
1984 was bright and colorful, as we all know.
Is it not bright and colorful today? I mean,
No.
When you look outside, it's all drab.
Hey, go to California and Oregon. Things are on fire.
It's a pandemic right now. You know?
Fire.
The sky is orange, Ryan.
Yeah, so many reasons you're wrong, Ryan.
You look like
I hate that. I hate that. I disagree. That I disagree is offensive to me. Every time I see it, I'm like, oh my god.
He looks like an old lady.
I just had my dentist put in.
CGI my face, like my hair, like that.
I didn't touch your face. That's all you, buddy.
I'm more vibrant than that.
Yeah, speaking of vibrant, I mean, yeah. Speaking of vibrant, hello. I mean,
oh my goodness. I mean, I have no problem with the vibrance of Wonder Woman 1984 as of yet, because again, the 80s, it's kind of a common theme with 80s material to be made more vibrant, unless it's like a detective story, right? But more often than not, 80s stuff has more vibrant colors, more vibrant lettering and stuff like that. And so it makes sense for me. Yeah. Now the issue is does the rest of the movie match that vibrancy with silliness?
Well, the problem, the more they push it back, the less I want to watch it now. Like,
that's true. Yeah,
they should have just put it on out. What was that? The end of the summer that they're supposed to do, or just like when Tenet came out, just put out Wonder Woman. I probably would have watched it before that silly teaser.
And still to add to that, they could have just like had, once they put it out, they could just let it go for the rest of the year, like they're going to do with Tenet. So it would make some money. It might not be big, but it would still, be okay.
Get what you can get, because that the
right. I mean,
it's not building up hype at all. Like,
no.
I'm not hyped.
No, and especially that most recent teaser. That most recent teaser doesn't do anything but kill the hype.
Well, I mean, just because they're not hyping it, how does that affect the movie? So if it's not hyped, you're not going to watch it. If it is hyped, you are going to watch it. I mean,
I'm still going to watch it. I'm still going to watch it. I'm going to watch it regardless.
They drop that thing tomorrow. They drop that thing 5 months from now. I'm going to be sitting on my couch watching it.
I got Zach. I got an Amazon Fire Stick. And
yeah,
they go put it on now.
What?
So they have to sort of lure you to the theater or something. Look at this! Come on,
I got a little treat for you. I got a little treat.
Yeah, I went to the theater for 10, and it was only like 4 people in the theater. I felt very safe, but that movie was worth it to me because it was an epic. And then Wonder Woman, no, I'm not going to go to the theater for that.
And New Mutants definitely was not worth it.
No,
definitely was not worth it.
Amazon Fire Stick.
Yeah, you gotta stop calling it that, Phil.
I agree.
That's what it is, Dawson. I gotta tell you about that one day.
Never mind.
Someone was asking about Umberto Gonzalez and his
goodness.
So I'm blocked by him, so I don't know what he said.
Yeah, the Galactic Flip Flopper blocked me a long time ago, so I don't know.
I know Ray Fisher was throwing shade at him.
Well, because he's an idiot.
Well, he's part of the Warner Brother, hit piece about Ray Fisher. He's saying that Ray Fisher is causing fuss because he's only been offered.
Oh, is that the rap comment?
Yeah, he's part of the rap, Brian. Hold on. So he said Ray Fisher was only asked to do a small role for the Flash movie, so that's why Ray Fisher's flipping out, calling out everybody, So it's total, Warner Brothers spin. Ray Fisher warned us this would happen in his Instagram video that little crazy stories are going to start coming out about him. So Umberto's a part of that. He's a part of that smear campaign.
Yeah,
right. His sources are pro WB. They're pro Jeff Johns, and we shouldn't expect anything better from Umberto. I mean, he's the Galactic Flip Flopper.
And he reposted it today, like he was like proud of it. Like
right.
Like, look what I did. I was wrong again. For the umpteenth time.
Total joke. And
Umberto's umpteenth wrong adventures.
I find it so funny how, the spin is so like, I don't know, just sort of in your face, like I mean, yeah, even a child could diagnose.
Intoxicatingly evil is what it is.
It's just like they're really trying hard to spin this, and they keep falling on their face.
Until, I mean, if you use an Umberto, I mean, it's like, come on now. But I lost respect for Umberto ultimately. I mean, aside from the Snyder Cut talk, I thought he was a joke then. But then recently, he's been jumping on Culture Nerd threads, trying to debunk Culture Nerd, who is a nonprofit site. Why are you attacking a nonprofit site? That is the dumbest thing.
How dare you have better sources than I do?
Yeah, the dumbest thing. I had no respect for Umberto Gonzalez. Like, see,
yeah.
On top of all,
he's he's just as bad as Screen Rant.
Yeah, well, you can't give. I mean, they're all better than Sil Abdul Inc. Right? I mean, that guy, he leads clues like this, and he's. You have to piece them together.
No. Sil is credibility beyond them. That's absolutely sure. If you take Sil Abdul,
I mean, that's high praise right there.
You take Sil Abdul Inc. and you go Sil Abdul Inc. versus Screen Rant. It's no contest.
Well, I'm just saying, I have better sources than Umberto. Like, I think I confirmed that actually. I have better sources than Umberto, but he has more followers than me. So
I think Umberto has the same sources as Screen Rant, doesn't he?
No, he does.
They share sources. Is that what?
They share sources? Is that accurate? I don't want to be inaccurate here, so that's why I'm asking. Did they share?
There's a circle of people that share sources. I can say that there are a circle of people.
We got.
What's up, Cooper Malik?
Hey. And Katsuka has a good question. FilmGob, did you see that PS5 thing?
Yeah, I watched it last night, and
what a yawn.
It was fine. It was fine.
What do you think of the price for it?
The digital only, I think, comes to like £350, which is quite good.
About $3.99 for us.
The disc version, £450. No, £400.
$499.
It's like $500 for us.
Like $500 American dollars for the for the one with the disc. But
I want to do digital, so I'm grabbing the digital of that.
Yeah, digital would be fine.
I'm gonna stick with my Xbox One for a while, and then once it gets down to maybe like 150, I'll get it. Because $500, $1,000 for a gaming system. I mean, come on.
Yeah. I'm used to buying,
more than my monthly
PS4 and the Xbox One, but throwing that kind of money out for those systems is not anything that I don't care.
If you think about it, you've got a games machine, a 4K Blu-ray player, and like a streaming device for like popular streaming apps and pay TV and things like that. So
I already have a smart TV. So like I have the streaming and I'm Xbox One, and I don't watch things on discs anymore very much because I can't afford to buy all these discs. I get them all digitally. So it's like I have no need for a PS5 right now to pay $500 or $400 for
the games are that much better. That's the only question.
Well, then
Did any of you pre-order the PS5?
No,
I'm going to wait for a limited edition design. I want to know more about the white plates that you have around it. I want to know if you can actually take them off and if it does look better that way.
See, I physically cannot afford a PlayStation 5 right now. I cannot physically afford it. So.
Now, Sil might be able to answer this question here from Ifye. He says, when has Umberto ever been right about anything?
He's only right when he's agreeing with someone who already broke the news. It's the only time Umberto is correct.
So basically, when he comes out with his own stuff, it's
he's never
he throws so much at the wall.
Yeah,
and every once in a while, he'll get lucky with something because he puts out so much garbage.
2 months ago, he went on a Twitter tirade about Affleck that Affleck would never get on the suit again. Like he was like, it messed up his life. Like Affleck's moved on. Like he went on a tirade. I wish I saved all those tweets.
Yeah, I remember.
Like,
I remember
when he's
that.
wrong, he's so wrong. Like it's embarrassing at this point, man.
I think the only reason he has any kind of the only reason people know him is because that idiot John Campea is friends with him, and he kind of name drops him in his videos and says, "Oh, I remember John Campea saying, oh, there's only a few publications I trust, and that's Hollywood Reporter, Variety, and The Wrap." I was like, "Are you serious?"
Well, and the thing is, too, people got to remember Umberto. He was in the middle of that whole story when Affleck was leaving the Batman role. That's Campy was sourcing him a lot, and I mean, he was right because he had Jeff John sources, but who was pushing out Affleck at that time. Yeah, but I think that's like Bob said, that's when he got his credibility because Campea and Jeff John's camp. Yeah.
Yes, that's it.
Yeah.
Joke, man.
Yeah, so it's so interesting how all these. I saw that article that he posted, and I commented. I'm just like, dude, this is embarrassing for you. Like, just what are you doing?
And he's doubled down on it today. It's sad at this point.
It's like, no, it's true. But then someone posted like a picture or a screenshot of all of Ray Fisher's posts or tweets in that month that he talked about, and they were just normal tweets. Just like, what are you talking about?
Yeah. I mean, you have to look at it and see, okay, these are all, just sort of like facts, but then you kind of have to look back and say, okay, where's the spin? And just kind of identify it, right? Because I mean, at the end of the day, that's what all those stupid ass articles are about, man. It's like we're gonna put information out there that's like a duh. Everybody knows this shit.
Like all these scoopers are like, have you guys seen the Friday Night Lights movie?
Yeah.
Well, there's a character named Booby Miles, and during the movie, he's running back, and he keeps saying, "Let me spin, let me spin." That's what all these scoopers are saying. Let me spin, let me spin.
It's crazy, man. Because like Ray, he has no reason to like go on a tirade. Like, let's say that he was only given a cameo, which I think every Justice League member is going to be a cameo in a Flash movie. So there's no reason for Ray Fisher to be mad about that. On top of that, they're talking about developing a individual project for him. So he has no reason to go on a tirade.
I have a question. Where are these tweets that they're talking about? They're saying Ray Fisher went on a tweet storm complaining about not getting...
Yeah. That's what he's talking about. He's talking about, when he vehemently or when he, took his comments back against Whedon for like, saying he was a nice guy.
That didn't happen till July, though. That's the crazy thing. Let's say that he was offered this small role in June. Why would he wait 3 weeks?
He's never even mentioned. That's the thing. He's never even mentioned the Flash. He's never mentioned the role. So
right, because that was sort of like how what's his name, not Sujihara, who's the Walter Hamada. Hamada came and said, "Hey, is it cool that we throw these two guys under the bus, but we keep Johns?" It was sort of that same like, "Hey, can we negotiate?" That was probably the same issue. It was like, "Hey, what if we give you this role in this movie the thing is
he already had it. The producer of the movie, Barbara Lucietti already said that in May that she wanted.
He said that Cyborg is in. Didn't he say Cyborg's in the movie?
Yeah, that's all that spin. At Justice Con, the ladies
let me spin
about the Flash movie. They asked him about the Flash movie. He said he was excited. He was excited for Ezra Miller. He went back attacking Josh Whedon. Ray Fisher has no problem with his role in the Flash movie. It's ridiculous at this point.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's because The Flash, again, is a Warner Brothers Pictures project. So they're using that and saying, because we own that project.
I wish Zack would usurp that and they could bring it over to HBO Max and just be like, okay, Machete, we're gonna bring this thing over to HBO Max. Forget Warner Brothers. They're on some other level of BS.
Yeah, I think they just need to finish gutting Warner Brothers Pictures and Warner Brothers Studios, and that's it.
Take time, don't have any more contracts involved. That's what you got. Like, contracts are involved. So some of these execs, you could fire them, but you still pay them.
You still have to pay them royalties, and
they're gonna have them keep their active roles or roll out the calendar year, and then next year, But we got to put this up for 4 more months, before this gets cleared up. So
So here's a segue comment. What got you guys into comics /DC? And we'll start with Film Gob.
So one of my older brothers, he used to be very much into comics. So I think it was like the early 90s. So I remember when the Death of Superman comic came out, all the hype around it. So we remember being very, very much into that. I was more, I mean, he used to buy Marvel comics as well. But, I would say Spider-Man was like the first comic book I really got into, like Spider-Man comics, like the Todd McFarlane art or Eric Larson kind of artwork as well. But once you kind of, that got me into it. But then I started reading more DC comics like Batman, Nightfall, and all the kind of going back, and because whatever comics my brother had, we would kind of read them together.
Yeah.
And so that's
so who is your favorite comic book hero?
I would say it's kind of equal. Well, it used to be Spider-Man, but I think Batman's kind of took over because but they both have the best kind of supporting characters, the best.
Best rogue galleries.
Yeah, so I really
Flash would be the third best, I think.
I've never read any kind of Flash comics, so.
Oh, okay. Silly had a question.
I hadn't read any Justice League comics until maybe the late 2000s.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, he said Nightfall, so I perk up anyone says the Nightfall series for Batman.
Like Azrael?
That's like a masterful. I mean, it's everything about it.
Yeah, Nightfall's a masterpiece. Nightfall's a masterpiece.
Yeah, so I mean,
the perfect way to take down Batman is like.
What would you think about them adapting that into a film?
I mean, they tried to with Dark Knight Rises, but
they adapted it. They adapted it as an audio drama. I don't know if you guys have ever heard it, but the same guy that directed the Sandman audio drama that's getting a lot of play now.
That's awesome.
Back in the 90s, he did Batman, the complete Nightfall saga, and they followed the comics to the letter, and they did it like an old time radio serial. My God, if you guys love like Film Gob, if you love the Batman Nightfall storyline, you definitely need to check it out. It's fantastic.
And that story has to be like a series, like seriously, because you have all the villains of Gotham broken out of Arkham, so you can literally do a series of that.
It is absolutely incredible. It's wonderful.
Yeah.
And so, what got? I guess Zod. What got you into comics?
I've been a comic book reader my entire life since I was 4 or 5 years old. My Superman has always been my favorite, my favorite superhero. And as I got older, I started reading more. I started reading more Batman. I dabbled with Marvel every once in a while, but to be honest, I mean, in all honesty, I've never been all that big of a Marvel fan. I've always been more into DC than anything else. DC were the characters I grew up with. DC was the comic books that I mostly read, and that continued into adulthood. I never really, I can't really remember a time when I wasn't a DC comic book fan. And like I said, the extent of my Marvel, I'm into Marvel comics to a degree, but I'm not as big of a fan. So my knowledge is kind of limited when it comes to all the Marvel stuff. Like, I mean, I did read the Secret Wars and the major, Spider-Man, storylines like the alien costume and the Spider-Man Venom and that kind of stuff. But I never really, but my biggest thing has always been DC. So my whole life.
Yeah. And Dawson, we know Batman. Okay, so what got you into comics?
Well, I always say that Jim Lee got me into comics, and Jim Lee was a Marvel. He was with Marvel in the '90s. So
yes,
X-Men was.
He started with Wolverine, right?
Well, the X-Men, Wolverine. So and then they relaunched X-Men in the '90s. X-Men 1, and they had the whole Magneto storyline where he threw out the adamantium of Wolverine. So that got me into comics like that period of time. I always liked Batman. But when Jim Lee kind of gravitated to DC, I kind of did also. I fell off Marvel probably after Venom got big. after they did like those miniseries with Venom and Spider-Man, then I was kind of done with Marvel. But I like their old X-Men stuff. Yeah, like I said, DC since then, like it's been all DC for me with that.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm gonna do a Flashpoint Paradox review, so you can.
Oh, really?
That's one of the good ones. It
was a part of that whole run that just ended with the Apocalypse War. So yeah, we're definitely gonna go over that whole series. Man.
That's one of the best reviews going on. That guy up there.
We definitely love those movies. So Dawson.
See, everyone cares.
Yeah. No. So what got you into comics to begin with? Like,
So growing up, I was always into art. I drew all the time, and I always got like things of clay for my birthday or Christmas. And so I was always doing artistic things. And I actually remember my first exposure to comics because my family was like a sports family, so comics weren't very much prevalent in our house until later. But I remember we'd go to the library sometimes in town to rent movies. And there was this section in the back. It was like a closed off, like glass walled section for comic books. And I'd go back there and look at the art, and I would look at all the panels and stuff. And I would start to draw a lot of Spider-Man because I ended up getting a lot of Mark Bagley's Ultimate Spider-Man comics for a while. I'd have an off and on subscription. And so similar to FilmGob, I got into Marvel comics first. And my little brother and I had this Marvel characters encyclopedia. And that's how we learned a lot of our backstory of Marvel stuff. But as I've gotten older, I've gravitated more towards DC. In fact, I have a whole bunch of comics right here, DC stuff, 2 buckets worth. But yeah, I gravitated towards Batman just because of the dark, mysterious, and psychological aspects of the character. And I just like more depth in my comic book stories, which Marvel Comics has some good ones for sure. And they have some decent movies as well. But I just find a lot more depth in the DC material, and that's why all my collection right now is DC stuff.
Yeah, that's awesome. So Sickness has a pretty interesting message right here. It says, "I grew up on DC. I got a little into Marvel in the '90s with X-Men, but once I found out the X-Men was a ripoff of Doom Patrol, I was heartbroken." You'll probably find the same thing for, Thanos and. And Darkseid, or Deadpool and Deathstroke.
Darkseid there's so much more depth to Darkseid than there is Thanos. And you know what's funny? They both of the characters both of the characters come from Kirby.
Yes,
but Kirby, he just put more into Darkseid. Thanos, it's.
I completely agree with you. It was the same thing with Deathstroke, and then they moved him over to Marvel and made him Deadpool, and they were the same character until another writer took over and sort of made him Ryan Reynolds. That's why Ryan Reynolds is such a great fit, because the person that was writing for Deadpool at the time liked Ryan Reynolds, used him as the standard because he liked his quips and things like that. So he embodied Ryan Reynolds. That's why Ryan Reynolds was such a great fit for him. And the same thing with that movie Logan and Bloodfather. It's the same thing. Same thing. Sickness.
Same character, same story,
same movie. Except in the other one, Patrick Stewart didn't have to pee. So
I have to pee, Logan.
Yeah,
Logan.
The Batman '89 and Jail animated series was my introduction to DC. Yeah, that's pretty much the same thing with my kids.
Batman Forever was my first introduction to Batman.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. We had the old what was it, Burger King or McDonald's cup of the Riddler that they had. So we had that. We watched Batman Forever quite a bit. I didn't.
And that started your fascination with the Riddler.
No, actually not. I'm trying to think. I didn't really get too much into Riddler until people started comparing me to him.
Yep.
When I was working at restaurants and stuff, which is weird. And then I started looking into him. It was like, okay, that's a cool character to be compared to. Okay, I'm fine with that. Oh man.
Batman '89 was. I remember watching it on VHS for the first, when VHS was big. That's Batman '89. I watched that. First movie I watched in the cinema was Batman Returns.
Nice. That's one that, like, Batman Returns is one that I always struggle with, just not because of the story, but just because the look of everything and the feel of the character designs.
Oh, it's definitely dark. That's for sure.
It's not so much dark. It's just like kind of twisted. Like Penguin,
but it's Tim
Burton.
It's Tim Burton. It's Tim Burton twisted though, so it's kind of its own, you know.
I mean, Tim Burton was like he was the man back in the day, so it's like
like Edward Scissorhands and
but I mean, all those movies just kind of melded together where they started. It was just that's his universe. That's just kind of how he does things, right? So from what was it, Corpse Bride and
every single one of Tim Burton's movies can be connected in some way. You can kind of make an organic
because I mean,
Tim Burton universe with everything. Yeah.
So Batman '89 was the first one that sort of looked like its own movie versus like Batman Returns sort of started getting more into the Burton-esque.
Because I'm sure the studio had to like limit him to how much.
I'm sure they did. I'm sure they put the.
Imagine how bonkers Batman '89 would have been if Burton would have been allowed to be off the leash and just do whatever he wanted. Yeah,
Batman would have probably had like curly spikes off his shoulders and
the spiky fucker. So so we got Nicotina in the comments again. I guess he's on break. Besides the 4NERDS, who is your favorite YouTuber to do a show with? And this coming from somebody who we don't want to.
Oh gosh!
It's all in good fun, Nicotina. He knows it too. I'm just messing with him.
I'm
just messing with him.
Shut up, Ryan.
It actually blends with FilmGob's background. Sorry.
That looks fantastic.
I've already mentioned Grace Randolph, but I think Brian Tong, if you know Brian Tong, who does tech reviews and Apple kind of, he's very much into the Apple ecosystem, and he does tech reviews. And he was on DC Access. What was it? DC Daily. He was actually part of their hosts. So for a short while.
You're like a gadget guy?
He's mainly into tech, Apple tech.
Yeah, okay. And so I guess do you have a tech background?
He actually knows me because I sent in because I listened to his podcast and I sent in a question, an audio recording, and I sent it from a FilmGob account. And I didn't say, "Hey, I'm FilmGob. Hey, how you doing?" I didn't say that. I just asked him a question, and then he played my clip on the show, and he's like, "Hey, it's FilmGob. I love his." He said, "I love his," and then he stopped, and because he works at DC Daily, and I don't know if people over there probably don't like me, and he was like, "Oh, better not say anything." But he said, "Hey, check out FilmGob. Love." He says, "Love his."
I mean, most of them will probably say, something along the lines of,
"And if you want to be down with Zack Snyder and all them, F you too."
What an idiot.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to be that guy right now because really, it's
straight up. I have no idea what he's doing right now, and I feel so great for not.
Yeah, it's liberating to not even look at trash.
Right, to not even care.
Trash.
Yeah.
Oh,
where's the real Dawson? Dawson number 1. Where is Dawson number 1? He did a review with you, right? On the Man of Tomorrow?
Yeah, he reviewed it with me. So he was here for the beginning of the week because at his house he doesn't have Wi-Fi in the beginning half of the week. His school has him stay at home to do internet schooling or over the internet schooling. And so he came down to make it easier so he didn't have to go to a library for like 2 straight days. So that's why he was here. But he's back at home now. Yeah. Back where he belongs.
God, you say that like you're so happy. It's like he's back at home now.
I literally said that like with the most calm voice I could have. No, I love when he's here. I love when Bergham's here. He's great.
So I guess we got a good question finally from Nicotina. FilmGob, what is your favorite Zack Snyder movie?
It used to be Man of Steel, but I think Batman v Superman has kind of overtaken it now. So,
Yes.
I mean,
Are you like Grace Randolph in that you think that the theatrical version is better?
Does she still say that?
She said that.
I don't know if she still says it. That's when
I don't know if she still says that after the Zack Snyder.
Yeah, because now that she got that interview, I don't think you'll ever hear her say anything like that again.
That was before the Ultimate Cut was announced too. I think when she said that in 2016. So
okay. Oh, hey, if that's true, then kudos to her. Kudos to her.
Because I think I do recall her saying something positive, praising the Ultimate
Didn't she
Cut
say that
recently,
the Ultimate Edition was too long and
you may be right. Yeah, I'll take it.
Yeah, I do remember that.
Yeah, I remember that. My memory is coming back.
Okay, well, let's still
thanks.
Still hate her. Okay.
No hate. I'm just hey man, accountability over entertainment.
His dementia is wearing off. His memory is returning. Logan.
He has to pee.
Logan.
He very much has to
Logan.
The urine is making his memory come back to the forefront.
After
I have to squirt.
Talking to me, I forgot what you said, and I blame FilmGob for that.
Oh my goodness. But yeah, no, FilmGob, I agree with you. Batman v Superman for me, the Ultimate Edition is actually my favorite movie of all time. I mean, Man of Steel is very close to that. Man of Steel is fantastic. That's one thing I like. I've seen so many people on Twitter this past week who I've seen a couple people where they're like, I tried rewatching Man of Steel, but it's such a bad movie. It's like, first off, how could you say it's a bad Superman movie, let alone a bad movie in general? You can't say that. Like, look at the value of the shots, the cinematography, the music, the acting. Everything is on point. Like, how can you say it's a bad movie?
Exactly.
You can't.
So we have another good comment. Great one from Gavin Cooley. 4NERDS, 4 JSA members, and Black Adam means something like Ryan equals Hawkman, Dawson equals Dr. Fate, Zod equals Atom Smasher, and Syl, of course, is Cyclone.
Oh, wow. That's okay.
There
I'll
you
go
have
back
it.
to the question as far as your favorite movie. I answer that as far as my favorite Zack Snyder movie.
ACS is in the house.
I like the quote with Tom Brady.
Fire.
We have some football fans here. Tom Brady, the famous question is, what's his favorite championship? And I don't know if y'all know his answer to that.
Is it all of them?
He says the next one. So that's why I say with Zack Snyder. Favorite movie, like literally, I like each movie more when he comes out. So I say BVS now, but I think Justice League is going to be.
You lost so much respect from me quoting Tom Brady just then. So much respect.
I have a feeling though that Justice League is going to be the best movie ever made. Honestly, I think we're gonna watch Justice. Everybody's gonna watch Justice League, and we're all gonna be so blown away by it that.
Yeah.
Still, as a Broncos fan, I've got to say I'm so disappointed. And I got to say, look, Tom Brady's hating his life right now.
Man.
Yeah, who wouldn't want to be Tom Brady right now?
Tom Brady's a champion. Like he can't hate on that.
He is. I respect him, but just don't like the teams he's played
for. So, FilmGob, which country is your favorite football team?
I think he's asleep.
There he is.
What country is my favorite football team?
Yeah.
I don't know. Germany.
Germany. All right.
That's the Germany.
I would have gone with Brazil, but okay.
Brazil.
Germany's good too.
Don't say it like that. Just say Brazil. You gotta say it.
Brazil.
What? I did.
You gotta say like Brazil.
What was that thing? That stupid
Brasilia.
What Parquad or whatever? I don't know. They were saying some
Lord
stupid Star Wars
Farquaad.
thing. Yes. Oh my god.
I think he's compensating for something.
Yeah, that was Enosh.
Jacob Moody in the chat. That's amazing that he said BVS was his first Batman and Superman movie he saw. That's pretty cool in the theaters.
In theaters.
For that to be your first experience, like that's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Talk about being blown away. I mean,
because like it's that's at the bar high right there.
One might say that's fire.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh.
So what did you?
That awkward pause.
So I mean, but after that, okay. So after BVS, did it continue with fire on the dismantled Suicide Squad movie and the ever atrocious Birds of Prey movie?
You're leading a question. Like, what is your question?
Yeah,
There's no
so
question there. I
confused.
just wanted to say it.
Host, man. Wow.
See, like,
So,
I
do you think
I
that
actually enjoy.
because I mean, this was a question earlier, or a topic earlier was with like Wonder Woman being so saturated. I mean, hell, Aquaman was ultra saturated too.
But
See, I didn't mind that. I didn't mind it
because of the spectacle under the sea, and it made everything
Right.
look neon, and that was neat.
They made it work.
Yeah.
Hopefully, Wonder Woman does too.
I want your money. I want Aquaman.
What'd you think of that guy's performance?
That was okay.
No comment.
That I think that was an addition from John's, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they added
Yeah,
They
that's a
Yaya.
Jeff
added that
Johns
character,
thing.
the whole character. They
Because
added him in.
James Wan didn't want him in there yet. He wanted to wait.
But they were trying to
What
set
did you
him up
think of
for the
Aquaman,
next-
Film God?
What's that?
What did you think of Aquaman?
Aquaman. When I reviewed it, I was like, oh, the second half of the film was was really enjoyable. I liked the last act. But I don't know, it's like like after a while I kind of started seeing the kind of problems with it, and I was like, I don't want to watch this again.
Yeah, there's definitely problems with it, especially the fact that they end so many conversations with an explosion.
Yeah.
Like
The
almost all of them.
Pinocchio is like one of the worst things about it.
Oh yeah, the book.
And then
yeah.
freaking what's his name? Pitbull.
It's a
Yeah,
it's a
the
popcorn-
Africa song.
It's a popcorn movie.
Toto
That's
should
all
have had it.
Aquaman is, a popcorn movie. You just watch some
Yeah.
explosions. That's all it is.
I liked the way that the fight scenes were filmed. I thought that was very interesting.
Yeah.
And
You
very
demoted yourself?
it entrenched you into the fight scene. So I thought that was cool. And I love the final shot. I brag about the final shot of Aquaman all the time. The combination
Oh,
of
where
him
he's
coming
like jumping out of the water and like,
I am Aquaman. How it like freeze frames. No, he doesn't do that, Ryan. You little- But no, I
it's
love
a glamour shot.
it is, but I love
Glamour
He's
shot.
like, I'm coming out. Who comes out? What's he gonna do? Is he gonna go back into the water and like belly flop or some shit? I mean, it just looked. It looked. I'm sorry. It was the silliest.
it was
thing.
cheesy,
Yes.
but I still loved it.
It worked.
Okay.
Yeah, it worked for me. When I saw that in the theaters, I was like, okay, that's a cool
Can't
shot.
decide
It
which
worked
one.
for the general audience. It worked for the overall. The movie worked.
What do you call me, Sil?
You're general. You're very
Simple
general.
Dawson.
Basic.
Basic.
Oh, basic Dawson. Wow, we can probably do something with that.
So out of all the projects that have been
Man.
announced, or which project are you most looking forward to aside from Zack Snyder's Justice League film God?
Probably the Batman.
Yeah.
Batman. Oh, with Pattinson?
Yeah.
Okay. And yeah, I mean, so we haven't really even touched on that.
he moved Joseph.
Go ahead.
That's that move Joseph away from the Patterson talk.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay.
Should be-
Well, to each his own.
So, I mean, what did you like most about the trailer film God?
I like the music, because it was
Yeah.
a Nirvana song.
Mhm.
I like the kind of atmosphere and the kind of world that they're going to go with, the kind of production design, like the scene where the car crashes inside the building. I like that kind of architecture, that very kind of gothic looking look to the film. I know that the cemetery that they showed, where he's kind of he's on his motorbike, he's going through the cemetery, quick shot. That's actually here in Glasgow.
Oh,
So I want to visit. I want to check it out. But I think because of the lockdown and stuff, it's I don't think they're allowing visitors right now.
yeah. Oh, that's
Yeah.
cool though. That's cool that you have something that close being filmed.
And Matt Reeves, he's a really good director. I really like his films, so I'm looking forward to it. After that, probably the Flash movie, if once it actually starts filming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I agree.
It's getting big. That Flash movie's getting big, man. Like the more I hear about it, like I'm getting more excited for that movie.
Yeah.
It's gonna be massive build up. I have faith in it. I just hope that it doesn't disappoint with all the hype that it's getting now so early on.
I know they got a lot going into. I trust the Muschietis. I trust what they're doing. They got a good team around them. I know a lot of people don't trust the writer of the movie, Hudson. But,
yes, do not trust her.
She has a team. She has a team. Zach's going to have input.
She has a team, man. We have a good director, and like you said,
if what they're doing is they're helping her out by taking over the keyboard, then I'm cool.
No, she's a capable writer. I'm not going to say Bumblebee was a solid movie for.
I've seen that movie before.
I'm not. We're not going to get
in the 80s.
The fact that she put together. You like that Bumblebee better than like the former 3 Transformer movies that preceded it. She did a good job with that movie.
I need a Bumblebee that can talk. I'm tired of this stupid ass radio Bumblebee.
That's not her fault.
Such a stupid gimmick.
That's not her fault.
Right.
No. That was Bay's fault completely. That was his direction. For the first film, it was interesting and cool, but then after that, it was just a stupid gimmick.
But with Batman, he's saying the Flash movie. I want to calm people down with the worrying about it being an overbloated movie of the Flash movie.
Because that movie is the one movie where you're going to be. That's the one movie where you're going to be able to legitimately get away with having so many characters in it,
right? Because
of the nature of the story. Yeah.
Just think of it like you're jumping from world to world, basically, or time zone to timeline to timeline. That's how the movie's going to be. So you're going to have 1 or 2 scenes with most of these people. Then they're going to be gone, for the rest of the movie. So it's not going to be overloaded like that.
So we have a question for Film Gob. What's your best DVD that you have behind you?
I don't have DVDs. I have Blu-rays.
Which is your best Betamax?
I recently purchased the Man of Steel, Batman v Superman, Jim Lee artwork, steel books.
Yes,
awesome. I saw that.
Yeah, those are nice. Those are nice.
So I guess what is your favorite movie of all time? Bar none.
I can't answer that. I've got too many films I've watched. Too many.
If you were incarcerated, and they gave you a choice of only watching one. You have to watch it all over and over again, but only one movie, and that's it. And then they'll send you to they'll inject you with.
It's a terrible question.
It's a wonderful question. Okay. So anyway,
listen.
What was your answer?
Next question.
Oh, he agreed with Sil. Bring him back.
All right, so you can come back.
Lost viewers when you did that.
Actually, I gained viewers when we went to 4 people. They were like, "Ooh, hey, there's a stream now."
All right, try to
I think that's a threat.
Fire.
He's gonna send his people after you. He's gonna send Mikey after you.
Now, Film, I know that you've answered this on different streams, but grace us with your 2 watchings of the Tenet movie.
Well, let's see. So, like say, second watch, the first watch, didn't understand what was going on all through the movie. I was like lost. I was like, well, I'll need to watch this again. So I watched that second time. The plot makes a bit more sense in the first half, but I still trying to figure out all the entropy inversion stuff. So I think Christopher Nolan, he's gone too far this time.
they let him loose and he went too far.
Hey man, I have to agree 100% with Film Gob. I think Tenet is on another. It's on one of those. It's on a different level than anything he's done before, and not in a good way. I think he's kind of fallen off. Like he's gotten to the point where he believes so much in his own hype that he lost sight of the story he was trying to tell.
I'll say this, and I mean, and not to bash anyone else's take on this, it's just,
but
that.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Is this a Nicotina show? Like, what are we doing? So,
is this a Nicotina show? Sorry, you're getting removed. How dare you?
But
still,
this movie is so much inside baseball to it. Like, if you understand Christopher Nolan's movies, like I said, he does believe his own hype, and he's like, "Oh, like they're going to watch this 3 times to get it," and that's never a good aim for a movie to have to watch it 3 times to actually catch it. Because literally, without spoiling anything, you're not going to catch everything the first time.
Well, there's no exposition.
The sound mix on that movie is horrible.
It's impossible to catch it the first time.
And here's another thing: like all these critics who gave the film, like I think the film was mainly fresh on Rotten Tomatoes. Like you're trying to tell me they understood everything in that one watch to review the film and give it a positive review. I mean, I'm not saying they should have attacked the film or anything and say it's horrible, but it's interesting that you can say about any film. There's loads of films that I think critics get a pass. Like someone should like challenge them. Did you understand everything in that film?
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I enjoyed it though. So that's the thing. It's like when you have those aha moments, towards the end where you're like, oh, but I wish
you're talking about Sixth Sense.
But I wish I kind of no, it's like even before that. It was before the ending. Like towards the beginning of the third act, you have this moment where the movie flips on itself. That's the best way I can put it. And you're just like, aha, but now I gotta watch this again to understand it. You
have to watch it from the other perspective.
Well, I like for example, one of Nolan's early films, Memento. I'll give you a good example. The Memento movie is a really great movie, but it's such a great movie that they released a different version of the movie where they put the movie out in chronological to watch it in chronological order. And one of the things I found fascinating about that is if you watch the movie the way Nolan intended, and then you watch the other cut, the chronological order cut, you get a better appreciation for it because you say, "Wow, this movie was so unique. I liked it this way." But then when I watch it in chronological order, it makes so much more sense. And it's like, okay, we're gonna go with that. But this movie. It's almost like the reason I brought up Memento was because I feel like Nolan's going to have to do something similar for Tenet when it comes out on home video because you're going to otherwise people are just going to be
You're talking about Normans that don't have the
separate
Tenet for Dummies
where you have like
probably right,
where you're able to. Yeah, I mean it's just because you can understand it, you can get it, you can pick up on it, but like you say, most people aren't going to want to sit there and watch the movie 2, 3, 4, 5 times just to understand what was going on in the first place.
Yeah, if you haven't watched Tenet yet, you need 3 watches. I'm serious. You need 3 times to watch that movie to catch everything. Like, because even the second watch, you're worried about another perspective. And then you're not watching the bird's eye view watch. It's.
But I hate the sound mix for Tenet. I just can't. To me, the sound mix is so bad. And Nolan, it's like we know Nolan deliberately makes his sound mixes like this. And I had read somewhere where someone actually had made a comment about the sound mix being like that for Nolan to compensate for the fact that he didn't really want you to understand the story. He wants you to be confused so that you have to keep going back to see it over and over again. And then at the same time, if you can hear and you can understand the dialogue, that actually distracts from what he's trying to give you in the movie. So he doesn't care if you can hear the dialogue or not. So to me, I don't know. I did. The sound mix killed me on that.
It was an interesting way to make a blockbuster and
Yeah, it was. It was sort of like a M. Night Shyamalan ding dong. Go at it.
It's more of Tenet is more to me. If somebody were to ask me about Tenet, I'd call Tenet more of like an art piece than an actual cinema. It feels more like when Scorsese compares the Marvel Cinematic Universe to like an amusement park or like a thrill ride.
Right.
If you call that, then you can turn around and kind of call Nolan's Tenet. It's almost like the equivalent of walking through like a fancy art museum and studying the artwork and trying to draw your own conclusions
With no
about what that piece of artwork actually is supposed to mean.
Right. Without a tour guide to like direct you to what's going on.
Right. You're on your own. You go in there, you're on your own. It's like whether you if you understand it or you don't, you're on your own.
It's just like the actors, you know. I mean, the main actor, Denzel Washington's son,
James David Washington.
Okay. He was on an interview with Nolan, and he didn't even know the name of the character. He was like, I have some ideas on what the character's name could be, but you know, Nolan was like, well, you know, there you go, but I'm not going to tell anybody anything. It's kind of like, okay, well, if it's supposed to be, you know, if there's supposed to be some like you know, mystery or whatever, like, I don't know. I mean,
that's my main.
There's cool aspects to, like, you know, like the Joker movie. Like, is he crazy? Did he, you know, dream that, or is it, you know, real or whatever? And that's a cool way of doing it. This other way, I don't know. It's like he's trying to be confusing for the sake of being confusing.
He confused his actor, I think. Like he confused his lead. I mean, I think Robert Pattinson knew what movie he was in the whole time, but James David Washington, I don't know if he knew what movie he was in from scene to scene, because stuff kept changing and reversing. And
he's like, they didn't do this shit to my dad.
So I mean, it's like it worked for him because I don't think he has the range to carry a movie. So it was a gimmick movie, you know. So it was perfect, you know, for that role. But that's what lost me. I was just like, I can't get behind this character because I don't think he knows what movie he's in, you know, the entire time, you know.
Yeah.
So, and I think that was also intentional.
Yeah,
Nolan probably was intentionally trying to confuse the actors in the movie as well, because he wants to have that, you go into it and it's so confusing from beginning to end, and then how there's a point in the movie that you guys mentioned without giving any spoilers away where the movie just kind of switches it up on you, and you're just like, and then you're snapped back and you're like, what did I just watch?
Right.
Like what just happened? Like, it's so, I mean, and it's not, and like I said, it's not like I'm hating on Christopher Nolan or anything. Yeah. I'm just saying that I agree. I think at this point he kind of took it a little bit too far. I think I think
anybody who I guess just blanketly likes it just for the sake of liking it is just, you know, I mean, it's a good. It was fun.
It's entertaining.
It's a fun movie, but it's not a masterpiece or anything like, you know. By no means.
It does things to intentionally derail the enjoyment of the viewer, so that the viewer will have to go back and rewatch it over and over and over and over again.
Yeah.
It's got,
and even the lead. And like I said, we're not doing spoilers. I did a spoiler stream and I lost half my viewers, but. I'm not gonna say at the end, but towards the end, even the lead, it's like, what is going on? Like, he's even like, what's happening? And that's what me as a viewer, I'm like, what just happened? You know, so maybe that was intentional that Nolan wanted us to feel like that in this movie, but it just
right. He wants to. Nolan wanted, the whole point was for us to have that same anxiety, being like almost being like blindsided, like out of nowhere, you just get hit in the face and you don't know where it came from or why you got hit in the face. You just know you got hit in the face, and that's what this movie felt like.
Did you see this movie? Have you seen this movie?
I did.
Dawson?
Oh yeah, Dawson. Hey, what do you think about this movie, Dawson?
Well, thank you for letting me talk.
All right, there he is. There he is. Now we got it.
Hold on. This is 4NERDS, Dawson. What are you talking about?
Go ahead.
So I enjoyed it. I've only seen it once.
Boo.
So I went and saw it in the theater, and I enjoyed what I saw. Like I said in my review of it, I reviewed it the night I saw it in the theaters. And there was a line by a woman that said, "Don't try to understand this." And it was directed at the protagonist. And I took that to heart. And I was like, okay, this first time I'm not going to try and understand it. I'm just going to try to sit along for the ride and enjoy it. I liked, you kind of talk about how there's no exposition. I liked how it just kind of dropped you in and didn't tell you anything. You're just kind of there to experience what's going on with these characters. I thought that was really cool. And like with Ryan said, I don't think it's a masterpiece, but I think it's really, really entertaining and really action-packed and really mentally intriguing. I mean, I'll have to watch it another time in order to fully more understand it. But like, just because you can't understand the movie the first viewing doesn't make it a bad film.
I still like it. Yeah, I still like it.
I know. We're not. Nobody's saying it's a bad film. I'm just saying that.
I know. I'm
when
just
you
saying
make a
in general.
movie, when you make a movie with the intention of throwing the audience off to the point where the audience has to be like, scratch their head and say, "What the hell did I just watch?" That doesn't necessarily. That doesn't. Put people on a level where they could say, "Oh my God, that was the greatest movie I ever saw," because you're still trying to figure out what it is that you saw, what you experienced.
It took me 3 times, Anthony.
It's like Vertigo in the cinema. You're just like, what's going on?
I mean, I would watch like 10 Tenets rather than watch a Marvel movie.
Oh, sure.
Yeah. I mean, their time travel thing was ridiculous.
Because I watched Tenet and go, right, I may not understand it, but let me go and find out what was happening. Let me talk to other people. What was happening.
To other people. Yeah.
There's great moments and all that, but
we'll get
rather than you watch a Marvel movie, you come out and you forget it.
It was entertaining at the very least. I mean, it was entertaining.
Yeah. I completely agree with that. It was entertaining.
Everyone should watch it at least once, but you need it twice or 3 times.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Possibly 4 times, but
Sill's gonna need to buy that on Blu-ray.
And that's the thing. I'm not. That's the thing. I'm not going to buy it when it comes out. I'm not. No. I think it's just, for me, it's just one of those movies that, yes, it was nice to have experienced it, but I like to be able to have a grasp of what a movie is trying to be, before I get fully invested in it.
Yeah.
So I mean, call me crazy, but I want to know what movie, what the heck I'm watching.
You could say you've not caught up with how amazing it is. Maybe that's
right. I'm a little behind on how amazing it is. Yeah.
You're a little behind the curve.
I'm not quite there yet.
Well, let's see. Okay, I think I've gotten all the comments. I do want to thank our guest FilmGob for being on the 4NERDS.
Yes,
God, you're abruptly ending the show.
Yeah. So, where can everybody find you, FilmGob? Even though all of our audience already knows where you are.
You can find me on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Letterboxd, YouTube, of course. Just search for FilmGob.
Nice.
Awesome. Well, we appreciate you coming out and sharing some time with us, man. This was fantastic. I mean,
so awesome.
Of course, we all collab, on different streams and all that. So, I mean, but to have you on this show, definitely, we appreciate it, man, because it gives
us the clout that we wanted.
Listen, all I gotta say, who doesn't love FilmGob? I mean, come on, man. I mean, FilmGob is
like FilmGob anymore.
Well, we don't like nobody likes Lantern anyway. Lantern called me Toad Rider, so hey, I consider it.
Though, for FilmGob, Coffee Talk works a little better. That time slot works a little better. So I'll see you soon on Coffee Talk.
Shameless plug for Sill.
Oh my God. Okay,
subscribe to Sill Abdul Inc.
And is there any other information we need to get out there? I don't think so. I think we're good.
I don't think so either. No scoops.
No scoops. Yeah, we don't do scoops here. So with that, thank you so much, guys. We love y'all.